guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. We're going to be covering this deck today, guys. If you're sick of the meta, give this deck a shot on ladder. We're joined by Jbuck, a Korean pro. We're going to go live right now at top ladder. See you in a second. Alright guys, so he's at 65, 24 trophies right now, going in live in top ladder. Let's see how we do against Nim from Vietnam Glory. I think Nim's been on the channel before, maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Either way, a great community leader for the Vietnamese Clash Royale community. So this ought to be a good match to start things out here, guys. And this is a really cool deck. Not very often do you see Miner without the #1 combo. Spoiler if you missed yesterday's video. Without the #1 combo card with it, the poison. But yeah, it's right, it's a Miner triple spell deck, but the spells are Rocket, Zap, and Log. It does really well though with the Valkyrie, the Miner, and of course the Inferno Tower in the meta. But hey, we're going against Royal Giant, E-Wiz, and of course probably Lightning, so this might be a difficult one. We might have our work cut out for us here in the first match. Now, I've heard from a lot of you guys all week that a lot of you are hitting new trophy bests. I personally just hit a new trophy best for myself as well. What do you guys think of the new ladder? I mean, you've had a few weeks now to try things out. Let me know in the comments below. Let me share my opinion real quick before we get too far into this match. There's the good and the bad about ladder, in my opinion, right? And that's the way life is, right? There's always a little bit of good and a little bit of bad, right? So the good stuff is placebo. It feels good to actually make up ground finally, instead of running in that proverbial treadmill on ladder day after day after day, week after week, month after month. It feels good to actually make progress. Now on the flip side, well, eventually the inflation's going to even kind of level out, right? And we're going to be in that same kind of rat race where we're on that treadmill. We're just higher than we were before, at least in my opinion. Now, Trophy Road, though, I do really like. However, there is an issue there. And the issue is that, you know, season chests, say what you want about them, the rewards weren't quite as good, in my opinion, as they are in Trophy Road and season chests. However, the autonomy for players being able to pick whatever cards they wanted out of their chest, I miss that a lot, and I know a lot of you guys do too. I would like to see more draft chests in the game. Actually, guys, here's a crazy curveball for you. Why can't Supercell change every single chest in the game to some sort of a draft chest? Keep the rewards the same, not asking for any extra rewards, but it's hard enough to level up a card. Sometimes you have to wait days or weeks or, heaven forbid, months just to upgrade one card because you're just not pulling it out of chests. That's why I'm a big fan, I'm a big believer of draft chests in the game. What do you guys think? Am I being way too greedy in asking for that? I would love to see, if not every chest, like legendary chest, just like they did with Legendary King's chest instead of Super Magical chest. Why not do the same with Legendary chests? Give us an option of 2 legendaries, because you know what sucks? Is getting a legendary that you already have maxed out, or getting a legendary that you don't want or don't need or haven't used any of your resources in upgrading so far. Anyway, I blabbed through that entire match, but I feel like it's important stuff to talk about. Let's go into the next one, guys. Alright guys, here we go. That was a nice victory against Royal Giant Lightning, right? We were able to place those high Inferno Towers. Go back, put yours truly on mute in case you missed the match. But it was actually a really good match, and now here we are against Thundercat. And I didn't even give a shout out to today's guest, barely. It's Jbuck. He's one of the best players in Korea. Really happy to finally get him on the channel, and he's a Miner Control, kind of a throwback to the early post-beta days in 2016. Miner Control was, in my opinion, the best archetype. Basically, Miner Inferno Tower being the you know, the main 2 cards in the deck defensively. Miner for chip damage, of course, on offense as well. In this deck, it's a little bit different. You have the E-Wiz to help you out on defense, and oh boy, this is going to be trouble here. Actually, Minion Horde is going to clean up nicely. A Minion Horde zap goes down against that balloon. But yeah, guys, just to wrap things up really quickly before we get more into the deck advice and the play-by-play, as we like to do in this Top Ladder live series here, is let me know what you think of Trophy Road and in the changes. Last thing, Arena Gate. I'm a big fan of the Arena Gates. I'm not sure if they should be extended to maybe every 1,000 trophies in the leagues as well, but either way, I like that players are afforded, again, kind of the luxury of experimenting with different decks and not having to worry about things once they reach a new arena, which, you know, let's face it, they're kind of like milestones throughout the game in terms of progression. So I like Arena Gate. I think the trophy inflation is cool, the placebo of it, but eventually it's not going to really matter, right? And then Trophy Road is nice, just give us a little bit more reward autonomy. It's nice that Trophy Road was also paired, talk about nice rocket value, and oh, that Max Star rocket is so sexy with that goblin riding on it. Big fan of the Max Star level rocket. Might be my favorite star level card inside the game now. Magic Archer, pretty dang cool too. But anyway, yeah, that's how I feel about ladder, guys. I was gonna do a standalone video talking about it, but I think I can just share it in this video. Who cares, right? Anyway, let's go into the match here. Nice log to push things back there, allowing that Ice Wizard to take care of the Ice Golem and the Musketeer. About 45, 50 seconds or so remaining here inside regulation. This one's probably gonna go to overtime, guys, and I say this a lot with control decks here on the channel, but if you're playing this deck, you're not having success with it, you might want to look at how long your matches are. If you're not going into overtime on a regular basis, probably playing a little bit too aggressively. You want to play this deck very passively, and you can see, even though we have the Ice Wiz without the NATO, what world are we living in where we have Ice Wiz without NATO, in Miner without Poison? What is going on with this deck? But somehow it still works. We're getting chip damage in the left lane here. Well, actually, we're not this time. We run right smack into that Lumberjack, and we set up with the Inferno Dragon here on defense. Bats come down, Zap comes down on our end. So now all we have to do pretty much is be very, very careful of the Lumberjack balloon pushes. They can be absolutely deadly. In his deck, the opponent, Thundercat, his deck cycles very, very quickly. Thundercats, by the way, man, brings me back to my childhood. I'm aging myself here. But yeah, one of my favorite TV shows growing up, the original 80s Thundercats. So here we go. It's going to be a minion horde in the left against that Lumberjack. That's going to prevent him from dropping down that balloon as well. And then we have an Ice Wizard kind of clogging up the lane on the right side. So 30 seconds or so into sudden death overtime here, guys. And damage is pretty even. He's going to go left side here. A Lumberjack and a balloon in the left. We have a Valkyrie. Do we have Rocket? We have Minion Horde. Let's see, he's going to wait for that Ice Spirit to make contact, and the Minion Horde is down. Snowball is down, but it's a little bit late. We hold them to one hit, so basically splitting the damage right now is the opponent here, and we're approaching the 1 minute into overtime mark in this match, and it's a close one. Neither player really making any big mistakes. So here we go, Inferno Tower, nice Inferno Tower there, and get some more minor chip damage. Log comes down. That was an important log. Here comes a Minion Horde as well. Oh my god, wow! Dude, how'd that balloon break through? Even Jbuck is like, wow! Oh my god, okay, well that sucks. I can't believe that balloon broke through an Inferno Tower and then a Minion Horde just eating up that, soaking up that Lumberjack Rage. Unbelievable. It's not over yet though. He only has Snowball in terms of direct damage in his deck. A rocket comes down there, that's going to prevent the balloon death damage. Now, if the balloon, and look at that Lumberjack just eating through our left tower, oh no! 574 remaining on our left tower, 347 remaining on our right tower. All it's going to take is one balloon death damage. We miss one bat with a Zap, oh no! Valkyrie comes down against the Lumberjack. Oh, guys. Ooh, the Inferno Tower at the last second. He's staying alive, man. Ooh, I can't believe he's still even in this right now. 1 minute remaining in overtime. Do we go for the tie here? Really, we need to save Rocket for defense, right? Because I was going to say we could, potentially Rocket cycle, but we can't. We have to use a Rocket right here on defense again against this balloon. Now we go in with a... Are we going to go in the Miner? We are. A late Miner in the left. He's going to get on that left tower all of a sudden here, guys. We're down to 621. Make that 527 HP remaining on the left tower. Remember, those 1,800 plus remaining on the tower. 30 seconds left when he got that hit with the balloon. 83 damage remaining on the right tower here, guys. Valkyrie down. Oh, it's in rocket range. It's rocket range. How did he do this? Are you kidding me? How did he do that, guys? Dude, that was sick. That was a sick match. It's been a long time since we had a match that unbelievable in terms of the comeback. Let's go into the next one, guys. Whew, all right, guys, we found our next match. I am still reeling, and check it out. Look who we're going against now, guys. It's Jbuck. I think a lot of you guys probably may know him. He's been around the game for a long time. He usually plays Graveyard, if I'm not mistaken. And he's from X Team in CRL China. He's a pro player, a really good Chinese pro player, probably the best player for X Team. X Team, one of the two new teams in CRL China, along with Newbie. Now, unfortunately for X Team, they're in last place. Newbie, the other new team, is in first place right now in the standings. But either way, Jbuck is not to be messed with. This guy's a beast at Graveyard on ladder. We've seen him before here. He's been featured here on the channel before as well. So we'll see how how we do. Here's the graveyard. We called it, guys. So Valkyrie, we have Minion Horde and we have Valkyrie for the graveyard. We don't have Poison. So it's going to be all about keeping that Valkyrie in rotation. And honestly, when you're going to be relying on your Valkyrie to counter a graveyard, truthfully, as much as it sucks, it's going to come down to RNG, right? It's going to come down to basically the randomness of where the skeletons spawn. If they spawn near the Valkyrie, you're looking good. If they spawn on the other side of the Valkyrie or in the edges around the tower, you're looking really, really bad. So, ooh, that was a very, very, very costly Mega Minion hit. And Jbuck knows it there, given the Hog Screamy emote. And man, I mean, just one Mega Minion hit, that can change the tide of the game. Just look at the last match, how close things were. You just don't want to be giving up like silly damage like that. So a nice log to push that Ice Golem just to make sure he goes behind that Musketeer. And now the Inferno Tower will stay alive to kind of clean up against these Fire Spirits as well, summoned by the Furnace on the opposite end. About 70 seconds remaining here inside the match, inside regulation at least. Safe to say it's probably going to go to overtime again here, going to go out on a limb. So the Valkyrie's ready for the graveyard, and we have an Ice Wizard there next to our King Tower. Now, very, very good restraint here from Jbuck, and you won't see this out of a lot of non-pro players, not to use a poison in that situation, knowing that we had Minion Horde in hand. See, I think that a lot of players would have been tempted on Jbuck's side to use a poison against the Valkyrie and the Ice Wizard, and along with the graveyard, but he saves the poison for the Minion Horde. We're still able to get a decent amount of damage just thanks to those minions before the poison ate them away on the left tower. So damage is relatively even here. About 25 seconds remaining inside the match. Valkyrie's going to clean up nicely there on the defensive end here for Jbuck. Here it goes again, another Minion Horde aggressive with the Miner and the Minion Horde in the opposite lane. And you got to do that sometimes with this deck, guys. We don't get any damage that time with the Minion Horde. Nice early poison placed by Jbuck. But with this deck, one thing you have to understand, we already talked about the pacing of the deck. You got to go very slow. Let's see the RNG here real quick, guys. Oof, oof. Getting a lot of skeleton damage there. Ooh, look at the skeletons on the bottom. Oh, man. See, that was that bad RNG we talk about. Of course, it's a factor that, you know, sometimes it works for you, sometimes it works against you. But that sucks. We took like, 600 damage there on that graveyard. A Zap and Miner come down the left tower. We're going to even things out yet again here damage-wise. And it looks like an Inferno Tower to block that Ice Golem. And again, boom, another graveyard there out of Jbuck. So as I was saying, guys, sometimes with this deck, not every time, but part of the art and something that you'll pick up the more and more you play this deck, Valkyrie. Ooh, just barely in front of that tower, distracting that Musketeer. Something that you guys will pick out when you're playing this deck more and more and more is when to go in with that Miner. Usually it's right before the opponent mounts an offensive if you have the Elixir lead, or right after they mount an offensive, and you just kind of poke and chip away in between defenses. That's basically going through a throwback way earlier to the Miner days in the beginning of the game. So a Minion Horde down on top of whatever they placed there. I forgot what troop it even ate up there. But either way, we do get that Miner to the tower, but now the last card revealed in Jbuck's deck, it's Barbarians. Oof. This is going to be trouble here. We have Valkyrie in hand for the Barbarians, but we need Valkyrie for defense against the graveyard. We decide to use her against the graveyard, but the Ice Wiz used as well. Look at all the Barbarians on the tower. Oh, no. Oh, man. I think that's going to be... Oh, the rocket was so close. Man. Another close match there. That time, the pro Jbuck getting the best of Jbuck. Let's go into another match, guys. All right, guys, we found another one here. Man, this video is hype. Oh, and it's about to get even more hype, baby. We're going against KK19212, another amazing Japanese pro. And he starts out with the Prince in the back. Goblin Barrel to start things off. And you guys know if you see KK19212, hopefully, first off, I should say, I feel for you because he's a beast. Second of all, he's always playing bait on ladder. This guy's a bait beast. And it looks like he's playing the Rascals Prince, Dark Goblin Princess Rocket version of bait here, guys. But hey, we strike first, getting that left tower down to 2706 there, thanks to those minions, and then relying on this Ice Wizard to stop that Dark Goblin in his tracks in the left lane. Being able to use every tool in your arsenal, very important with this deck, knowing when to use the Valkyrie, the Ice Wizard, and obviously keeping enough cards in hand to stop the big pushes. Have you seen KK19212 play this deck before, guys? I think I've had him on the channel before. I should probably get him back again. Wait till you see how aggressive he is with this deck. You already saw it with the early Rascals there at the bridge. And we're probably going to see a lot more in this match. He plays this deck incredibly aggressively, this bait deck. So let's see if Jbuck can come out on top. Of course, we have plenty of answers to anything that he can throw at us. We're probably going to be using our Inferno Tower against the Prince and the Rascals, probably mostly the Prince, but we'll see what he does here. So again, Minion Horde comes down there, Snowball comes down against the Minion Horde. We don't really get any damage there on that push. Now we have the aggressive Goblin Barrel in the right. We go ahead and we zap that Goblin Barrel so we can use the log, get a little bit more chip damage on the tower that we're going for, and take care of those remaining goblins from the Goblin Gang and the Dark Goblin in the left lane, as we're about 7 seconds away from double elixir time. Then you're going to see the tempo on both of these players really pick up. It's going to be one of those reaction speed type matches. I guarantee it here, guys. So here we go. It's going to be an Ice Wiz in the back here. A prince and a princess in the right, and boom, rocket comes raining down on them. Now we have a charging prince, a minion horde place immediately there, and then the counterattack with the miner. Snowball comes down on the minion horde, Zap comes down on the goblin gang. Prince is going to clean up on those minions in the right lane, and 37, 36, 35 seconds left remaining here in this match. He uses the goblin barrel. We have log at the ready. Princess does lock onto that tower. We have the ice wizard down to answer that princess. Now we have a charging prince in the right lane. Here we go. It's going to be a Prince Rascals. I talked about the aggressiveness played by KK with this deck. Here we go. Inferno Tower down. We're not going to go ahead. We just rely on the Inferno Tower alone, and then the Valkyrie is going to go ahead and clean up. Meanwhile, we're getting some important chip damage with that Ice Wizard on the left tower, taking it down to 20-38. Here comes the Goblin Barrel. Goblin Barrel down. We have log at the ready again. Minion Horde on this Prince, but Princess is going to finish off most of those minions to stay alive to get some chip damage off against that Prince. Here we go. Another zap. A nice zap there to prevent that Prince from getting a charge on to the Ice Wizard, but the Princess does again get to the lane, get to the tower on the left. 27:07 remaining on the left, 29:43 remaining on the right. We have a minion horde on that boy Rascal. Gonna take down the boy Rascal, or almost take down the boy Rascal, but we still have a girl in tow along with a Prince. Meanwhile, we have an Inferno Tower set up for the Prince. We have a log in hand again for the Goblin Barrel. A nice fast cycle here, and a nice Ice Wizard to prevent that Princess from locking onto the tower. Now we have a Dark Goblin down. Ooh, the Princess stays alive, as does the Dark Goblin. Zap's gonna go ahead and finish off that Princess. We have a Valkyrie setting up in the left-hand lane. Runs right smack dab into the Rascals and the Prince. Rascals, Prince, same lane. One of KK's favorite plays. Here we go. We have a log in hand. We use log on the girls there in the left. Nice log decision there. And here, a beautiful Ice Wizard to pull that Prince and distract that Princess while we go with the Minion Horde. Minion Horde stays alive. Miner on the right tower, and a Goblin Gang in response from KK. Zap goes down. We're gonna get tons of damage there. Wow, 13:72 remaining on the right tower. And again, it's gonna be a Valkyrie right on that Prince on the right bridge. Whew! Oh my God, I gotta take a deep breath here. This is an insane match. All right, Goblin Barrel down on the left-hand side, log down, and again, Rascals and Princess in the right lane. Oh no, Princess locks down. But hey, we have the you know what? The Minion Horde is going to be key. Whenever you face bait with this deck, guys, taking advantage of the Minion Horde, realizing that they only really have Snowball. I mean, they have a few answers, but really their only two great answers is Princess and Snowball. So when you can catch them by surprise or circumvent the Snowball, you can get a lot of value out of the surprise Minion Horde in that circumstance right there at the bridge. So here we go again. It's going to be Valkyrie this time. Uh-oh. Now keep in mind, last card by KK is surely a rocket as well, so we have to be very careful in the damage here. Notice that he has not been aggressive in any of these matches in rocket cycling. He did use rocket once in this match, but look at that log! We use an offensive log for the first time in the entire game. That's going to allow the rocket to finish things off. Boom! GG. That was incredibly well played by both players. That last predictive offensive miner in log was just brilliant there by Jbuck. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. Check out Jbuck's player stats and profile thanks to statsroyale.com, a channel partner here on CWA. And of course, check out his Twitter information. That will also be in the show notes below, along with the deck link. Guys, huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information as well. We'll have his Instagram and his Twitter in the description for you guys. Thank you for watching until the very end. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to drop me a comment. What do you think about the new ladder system? Good, bad? Let me know either way, guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.